Good afternoon. This is Mark at the National Weather Service in Norman, and this is a briefing regarding severe weather potential for the upcoming work week. An active weather pattern will come into focus for the early part of the coming week. We'll have a large storm system and trough over the western United States. That will bring strong upper-level winds over the southern plains and central plains. And at the surface, we'll have warm, moist air moving in from the Gulf. And this is certainly a classic picture of what we look for when we're looking for severe weather potential. At least a low-end threat of severe weather will begin as early as Sunday. A dry line will begin to form across southwestern Oklahoma and western North Texas, and a warm front will lift northward roughly to the I-40 corridor and points northward. Now the cap is going to be somewhat strong on Sunday, so the overall potential for severe weather remains relatively low, but at least a few isolated severe storms could develop in the late afternoon to early evening hours. Could see hail up to the size of tennis balls given ample instability, and 60 to perhaps 70 mile per hour wind gusts with the strongest storms. The threat for severe weather will continue on Monday, and as moist air moves into Oklahoma and western North Texas, we may even see a greater risk of severe weather Monday than we did on Sunday. The question remains how strong the cap will be, but it does appear that at least widely scattered to perhaps isolated thunderstorms may develop during the late afternoon to early evening hours and last through mid-evening to late evening. Now, any storms that develop on Monday will do so in a very favorable environment for supercell development. So we are expecting, again, very large hail, possibly tennis ball to baseball sized, 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts, and perhaps even a few tornadoes, assuming we can get storms to form. We will continue to see a threat for severe weather on Tuesday as a dry line once again takes shape over western Oklahoma and western North Texas. Assuming that we get adequate instability, we could see supercell thunderstorms again with golf ball to tennis ball sized hail, wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour, and again a few tornadoes, assuming we can get supercells to form. Now the overall outlook for Tuesday is still somewhat uncertain as models are kind of waffling back and forth between different solutions. But right now this is the best guess as to where and when we expect to see severe thunderstorms on Tuesday. From Tuesday evening into the overnight hours on Tuesday, a cold front will move into northwest Oklahoma. Ahead of the front, we will continue to see a threat of at least isolated to scattered severe thunderstorm activity. Given that we'll still have quite a bit of moisture in place and instability, quarter to golf ball sized hail would probably be the main severe hazard from any severe thunderstorm that develops, along with 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. The tornado threat will generally be diminished by Tuesday evening and Tuesday night as the front moves through. We'll also likely see widespread light to moderate rain activity back behind the front as the cool air comes in beneath the warm, moist air aloft. So what should you do now? Well, we encourage you to monitor the latest forecast as details will certainly change between now and Sunday and certainly between now and Tuesday. We encourage you to go ahead and prepare for severe weather now, especially given that this weekend we'll see very nice weather, by following safety guidelines. Absolutely, you should know where to take shelter if you absolutely have to. And we also encourage you to follow our National Weather Service both on Facebook and on Twitter for the latest updates, as we post frequent updates on those two pages. So to summarize, we are expecting several days of severe weather this coming week, mainly from Sunday through Wednesday. More isolated shower and thunderstorm activity is expected Sunday and Monday afternoon and evenings across western Oklahoma and western North Texas, as we'll have a relatively strong cap in place. However, by Tuesday, we do expect that more widespread activity will occur across much of central and southern Oklahoma and western North Texas. And we'll finally wrap that up with a cold front that moves across the area by Wednesday night. Main impacts with any severe storms will be hail to the size of tennis balls, perhaps baseballs, Monday into Tuesday, damaging winds of 70 to perhaps 80 miles per hour, and tornadoes, especially Monday and Tuesday. Again, we will see a cold front move through by Tuesday night into Wednesday, which will lead to more widespread hail and a heavy rain threat at that time. And by the time we hit Thursday, we'll probably see quieter and generally cooler weather to wrap up the week. Here are a few safety guidelines you can follow to prepare yourself now for severe weather. We encourage you to monitor our webpage for the latest information at weather.gov/Norman. Details are almost certain to change between now and Sunday, and certainly between now and Tuesday, although it does look like we're going to see a fairly active severe weather pattern here early this coming week. We also encourage you to follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, and on YouTube. Thanks for listening.